Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time clicking on one of my videos, my name is Delaney and welcome. If you want to see more gaming content, like and subscribe, you guys. I'm really bad at actually telling people to like my things. Today I realized that I actually have not talked about my favorite games to play on Switch, even though I can be the most indecisive person because it's so difficult for me to put together all the games that I like, because it's kind of like when someone asks me, hey, what's your favorite movie or your favorite TV show, and like literally everything that I've ever watched in my brain like disappears and I can't remember anything. I compiled a list together of my favorite games on the Switch, and some of these I've talked about already on the channel, but I think it's cool to just have one video where I talk about all of my favorite things together. Let's get started. My favorite games on the Switch. So the very first game, I feel like it needs no introduction because it's probably the most talked about game that's on the Switch, and I think this one will always be on my list until number 2 comes out. But yeah, so for the first game, Zelda Breath of the Wild is one of my top favorite games. It's probably my most played game on my list, actually, or my second most played game on my list. This is probably the game that before I got a Switch I heard so much about and I always wanted to play it, and when I finally got a Switch, it was one of the first games that I picked up. I fell in love, even though it took me a little minute at first, because I feel like Zelda is a special place for me because it's like something like I never felt like I was good at adventure games or good at games like RPGs where it's like open world and you have to like fight monsters and have boss battles, because I always feel like I get a little bit of anxiety when it comes to like doing boss battles or like trying to progress in a game when the difficulty gets a little bit harder, or like, you know, get a little anxiety from trying to fight monsters. But I don't know, this game I feel like it's the perfect first game to play to get like your feet wet when it comes to like adventure RPGs, action adventure RPGs, just because it lets you learn on your own and it lets you be able to figure out how you want to play the game. So that's probably one of my favorite parts about Zelda Breath of the Wild. You get to craft, you get to go to these different villages and travel. You can tame horses and collect them in a way, and you can also cook, can fight monsters, you can also run away from battles if you find it too difficult, which is probably one of my favorite parts. But anyway, I can talk all day about Zelda, honestly, because it is one of my favorites. Next game on my list, and this also was one of the first games that I purchased when I got my Switch Lite. So Animal Crossing, I was one of those people who got my Switch during 2020 and Animal Crossing was out, and I would basically say this game was my life in that year because of course everybody knows everything was on lockdown and we couldn't go out. So I feel like Animal Crossing has like a really big special, like extra special place in my heart because it got me through like the rough time of like being stuck inside a majority of the time, and just like the anxiety of not knowing what's gonna happen with like everything that started with, I don't like to say it on the channel, but the Panasonic, because I don't really like to say the real word, but it really helps me a lot, and I'm really happy for it and grateful that Animal Crossing released at that time. So basically Animal Crossing, you get to live on an island and create your own like environment, which I think is probably one of the main things that I really loved about it. You get to be neighbors with all these cute animals and find cute animals to be on your island, which also awesome. Anything with cute animals, always a win. But yeah, I really enjoyed this game, like even though I haven't played it in a really long time because I got so burnt out. I have like 600 hours in this game, and I'm pretty sure I could have did more if I didn't start to get burnt out, but I feel like eventually I pick it back up because even after the update I didn't actually get to play fully everything that was in the update. But yeah, Animal Crossing, and I love the music. It like every time I hear the music, it's kind of like one of those like it brings you to all these like happy memories when I play Animal Crossing, and just like the fact that you can like visit your other friends' islands and everything. Like yeah, I always would reminisce about Animal Crossing as well. So the next game on my list also features cute animals, is Spiritfarer. So Spiritfarer is a game where it's about death, and it's pretty much about coping and being able to let go. And I really love Spiritfarer and the concept because there is such a sensitive topic to be able to handle, and Spiritfarer actually is able to balance it so well. You are Stella, and it doesn't really explain, but you become a spirit guide per se to all these animal spirits that come into your boat. So it's like a management sim game where you get to have all these different elements on the boat. You're able to house these animal spirits, and they all have like maybe some relationship to you, and helps them like have an understanding with why they're still here. They are able to go through their stages of like letting themselves go and like becoming at peace with what they did with their lives. Then you can take them to the Everdoor to go into the stars or into the afterlife. And me, when it comes to like my favorite things, usually it has to do with like how emotional I feel when playing it, or like what it evokes for me, you know. Like Spiritfarer has definitely been one of those games that I can't believe that, like, it's crazy. You're playing with like these animal spirits, and sometimes they're not even on your boat for that long, but you still feel like a kinship to them, and you feel like very connected with them, to the point of like when you're letting them go, you get so sad. Like I get so sad. Like honestly, I had to take a break because I got so sad from the last character that I let go, that I was like, I need to have a moment to like come back, which is so crazy. But I think it does it so well that you're able to like feel all these feelings from this, like from all these animal spirits that come into your boat, and it's so well done. I would definitely recommend it to anyone who wants like to, you know, get lost in the game. And it's also so beautiful with the environments. Next game, which I know I have mentioned this a lot, and I also have like a little gameplay video, but maybe I'll upload another one another time. But the next game is Hades. And Hades is actually another game that I actually never played a roguelike before, and so this is my first roguelike, and I love Hades. So Hades is where you get to play as Zagreus. Zagreus is trying to escape Hades, which is his father, and go to the Olympus is what the main objective is. So if you don't know what a roguelike is usually like a dungeon crawler type thing. So it's like you go on what they call runs, and each room, like there's different rooms of enemies. You fight these enemies until you can progress into the next stage, and once you die you go back to the beginning, and then you try to like go back out and basically do it all over again. And it does sound like it could be something that's tedious or something that can be exhausting after a while. Hades really manages to make you not feel so hopeless like as you keep progressing, because each time you do a run and you probably most likely die and you come back, you learn more about the story, you learn more about why Zagreus is trying to escape Hades, and then you also are able to power up and find new elements and weapons to become more powerful the faster you go. And I really enjoy this game. I love the art. The art is so awesome, which I guess that is another element as to why I love certain games. Next one, I feel like I needed to put an Otome game on here since that is one of the next genres that I love so much as well. So Cupid's Parasite, and I've also talked about Cupid's Parasite in some of my past videos. But yeah, I love Cupid's Parasite because it's just so funny and wacky. So I played a few Otome games. Some of them can be a little bit more serious with the storyline, but Cupid's Parasite is like a rom-com type setup. So you're a Cupid and you want to be able to not use your powers to like form couples and matchmake. So you decide to come down to Earth and matchmake, like work at a matchmaking company, and you're like the top matchmaker. But then there's also these like unlovable, or what they call them Cupid's parasites, because they are not matchable and you're trying to like help them match, but then with the five suitors you actually fall for them, and like with each storyline you get more into like world of Cupid and like, you know, with the world of the gods. It's such a funny story, like it's really hilarious, and I really enjoy playing like all of the routes except for one. Yeah, it's so fun. And there's actually I still have to play the secret part, the unlocked secret storyline of the game, which was really cool. So yeah, I had like so much fun playing this game, so I feel like I had to add it because it's just so colorful and so like it gives you a little mood boost, you know, playing Cupid's Parasite. The next game is Kirby in the Forgotten Lands, and I really love Kirby and the Forgotten Lands. Like this released in March and I played straight through it, and I actually want to go back and play some more and like find more of the Waddle Dees. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. Like I haven't actually gotten to play a full Kirby game. Like I played Kirby Triple Deluxe on the 3DS, but I was really happy that they released something new for the Switch because I had been hoping that I'd see another Kirby game, and this one did not disappoint. Like I feel like if you want a really big pick-me-up, Kirby in the Forgotten Lands is perfect because it's like each level is so well thought out. It's like I'm not normally good at platformers, but I think that Kirby is one of the most forgiving because you're able to like hover and levitate if you fall off a platform, and it's just like so cool like collecting the different abilities and seeing what you can do for each world and like how much it unlocks and has like secret hidden places. So I really love it, and also the fact that like it's like a dystopian type theme in the beginning of the game. I kind of hope they have DLC for Kirby because that would be even better to have a little bit more platforms to play with. Next on my list is Pokémon Arceus. So Pokémon Arceus also released earlier this year, and I really have been I've enjoyed playing Pokémon Arceus, and I feel like it's getting me more into the Pokemon games. I've been trying to collect the other ones like on 3DS, and you know how expensive Pokemon games can get from past consoles as well. Was able to complete the story. I do have to go back and play and find all the Pokemon, which is one of my goals, but we'll see if I get back to that. Next on the list is Spyro, the Reignited Trilogy, and I played Spyro a little as a kid, but I actually am happy that it's on the Switch because it's cool to have all 3 games in one. And I've been playing through Spyro, the first one, and really enjoying it. So I definitely want to put this on the list because it's such a fun game to like get lost in, and it's not really, it's a platformer, so but also it's like minimal thinking for me. You know, like I love to play it after work because it's like such a nice pick-me-up as well, being able to run around the different worlds and like find the different gems and locations and fight the enemies. So I really enjoy Spyro. I'm happy that it's on the Switch. Next on my list is Mario Kart 8. I can't have a list of favorite games and not add Mario Kart 8 because the way I change into a different person every time I play this game with my family. When I play with my sisters, I get so competitive and I like absolutely need to win, but also because when I lose, my sister likes to brag about winning. She's a sore winner, I like to say. But I love Mario Kart 8, and I'm so happy that they just added more tracks with the new wave of tracks, as opposed to just having a whole nother Mario Kart game, because I feel like I've invested a lot of time in it, and I'm just happy to not have to buy a completely new game to be able to experience it some more. But yeah, I really love it. I love playing online, especially. It's like the perfect co-op game, which I feel like this will probably be one of my only co-op games that I put on this list. But Mario Kart 8, definitely one of my favorite co-op games on my list. And the last, right now, I feel like for the last game, I want to say is Rune Factory 5. I love Rune Factory 5 because it was actually one of my first Rune Factory game. But yeah, Rune Factory 5 is one of my favorites right now just because I love being able to log in and get lost, running around and helping like the villagers with tasks, and then going out to like explore and fight monsters. And I'm still trying to like collect more monsters and also get in the feel of the combat. But I'm really enjoying it so far, and I can't wait to progress more into this game and like get to know more about the magic of brick bars and everything that there is to offer in like this little town. But yeah, it's so fun, and I definitely recommend it for anyone who likes like Stardew Valley. Yeah, those are my favorite games so far on the Switch. Maybe I'll do, who knows, I could probably do a part 2 on this because I still love so many. But yeah, those are my favorite games so far on the Switch. I hope this helps you with anyone who's looking for more games to play. Thanks you guys if you made it this far into the video. Thank you so much for watching as always, and let me know what your favorite game is down below in the comments, and have a wonderful day. Bye.